Hello, so I'm going to tell you a bit more about the holiday I went on in Barmouth, the lovely holiday, really enjoyed it. And in the last episode, I was just telling you about the kayak and the canoe that was at this place. Now the kayak is just a normal kayak. It's a one-person thing that you go in. I went on it. I used it quite a few times. Went out by myself. And I just remember this river outside the front of the cottage is quite wide because it's connected to as all rivers are, it's connected to the ocean. But what I'm trying to say is it was really like the mouth of the river is right next to the ocean. You know, the end of the river is right next to the ocean. So when the waves come in, when the tide, comes in, this river fills up and becomes really, really wide. So I was paddling out for ages, trying to get to the other side of this river, and I remember just sort of sitting there. I'd found a place where I could sort of like a sort of V-shaped bit of the river where I could just sort of reverse the kayak in and just sort of sit there and just enjoy the scenery. And it really was far away from this cottage. Good. I don't know how far it was. It just, I don't know. I'm trying to estimate it. 500 meters or something. It just looked really far away, and it was so peaceful. Absolutely nothing or no one, around in that area. And the sun was out, and birds singing, and lots of nice grass everywhere, lovely blue sky, and then just the sound of water lapping at the edges of the riverbank. It was just really, really pleasant. And the canoe is quite a different device indeed. It has I would say it's probably supposed to seat about 4 people. So there's a seat for a single person at the front, a single seat at the back, and a seat, a wider seat in the middle. That's probably for 2 people. However, you can get more people onto this canoe. You could sit 2 people at the front or 2 people at the back, but it'll be shoulder to shoulder if you do that, but it's certainly possible. You could probably fit, I think we may have done 3 in the middle as well. Certainly 2 adults and a child will fit quite easily in the middle. So you can get quite a few people in. I don't know what the limit is. It would probably be helpful to know what the limit is, because obviously if you get too much weight in there, it would be dangerous. But we only went in there with about 4, maybe 5 people or something like that, or I don't know, 4 adults and a couple of kids, that kind of thing. And it's just really nice, going along the river, because there's so much great scenery, and there's all these little sort of almost like mini private beaches that you can just pull up on, like this land where there's no real easy way of getting to it without having a boat to go in or something like that, because there's like a little beach, and then behind it there's these steep like a steep what am I trying to say, almost like a hill or a cliff. So there's no good way to get to it on foot. You just got to go across the water to get there. So you just explore a bit of these and jump out and have a look around, and yeah, it's just really fun and really peaceful. You go out and you don't really see anyone. It's just you and some nice nature. You do see cows. Yeah, you will see cows. You might see sheep. You might see horses in the field even. But other than that, it feels like you're alone with nature. So anyway, that's one of the sort of activities that we ended up doing. Other things we did is we went into the main town area where the beach is quite a few times. You'd go into there for shopping. That's where all the shops are. You need to get your groceries and whatnot and bring them back to this cottage. We went on the beach. They've got a nice beach there, very big, loads of space. When the tide is out, it's a very big beach indeed. And we were lucky. The weather was pretty good. Bit cloudy, a bit overcast, but lots of sunny spells. And yeah, it was t-shirt weather, so it's always great being able to get onto the beach, when it's a nice day. And we were able to take my daughter down for a paddle in the ocean, which she really enjoyed. She also quite enjoyed eating sand, which we were trying hard to stop her from doing. But she's really quick. She'll just put her hand in the sand, look at it, and then it goes the time between looking at it and into her mouth is it feels like milliseconds. So it's pretty hard to stop her. For some reason as well, she was just picking up the sand and just dropping it onto her shoulder, and seemed to enjoy doing that quite a lot. Oh, I forgot to say, we also took the dogs with us. So my parents have 2 dogs. There's a Yorkshire Terrier and a cross between a Yorkshire Terrier and a Shih Tzu. And those dogs were also able to go on the beach. There's like a dog beach, where the dogs are allowed to go, and then on the other side there's a dog-free beach where you're not allowed to take your dogs. And our dogs were absolutely loving it. Really, it was like seeing a different side of them. I mean, normally my parents will go out and take them for a walk, and they'll have a bit of a run around. We're allowed to walk them without a leash on, so they don't, they're not tied up. They can go for a run around this huge field that's opposite my parents' house. But on this beach, my goodness me, they were absolutely crazy. They were just running around here, there, and everywhere, just running and chasing each other, and having lots of fun, running up to complete strangers and then running back to us. It's a bit quite unusual behaviour. I guess it's just they were just happy. They were just really enjoying it. I think they enjoy family holidays. They like going away. They like being together. They like lots of company. I suppose it's like a pack instinct, everyone living together in the sort of group that dogs would normally do in the wild. And what else did we do? They've got some rides for children, sort of like a amusement fair, type rides, like a fairground ride, like a sort of small roller coaster, and like a merry-go-round and those kind of rides, and some bumper cars. And there's amusement arcades. So you've got the sort of like arcade machines, game machines inside there, and machines that sort of push coins around where you can win small prizes, those kind of things. And my nephews really enjoyed those. We also went in a couple of pubs, which was really nice. My wife very much enjoyed those. I mean, I did as well. It was it's nice going into an English pub, because there's a very different atmosphere in English pubs compared to a sort of Japanese pub. And of course, there's nice English ale in there. There's English cider as well. So it was just fun being able to get an experience where everyone's able to meet up and go to the pub together. I do remember enjoying going to the pub a lot when I was a small boy on family holidays. Obviously, I wouldn't be drinking any alcohol. I remember I'd just sit in there with a bag of crisps and some lemonade or cola or something like that. I mean, we didn't go in them too often on family holidays, because most of the time was just beach time, really. But yes, there was something about the atmosphere of a pub that I liked even back then. Although you'd only ever get the opportunity to go in a pub when you were, if you're young, when it's around sort of afternoon probably. I mean, you could go in the morning as well, obviously, but usually pubs would have a rule that children weren't allowed in the pub after a certain time, on evenings. That would be. I mean, I don't think it was law. I'm not sure. I don't think it is. I think it's just down to the pub to decide. So I don't know. One pub might say no children after 9 p.m. or it might be no children after 7. I guess it depends. And as for other things we did, well, we visited a few close areas, went to a few different towns just for a look around there, and went to some like restaurants or like coffee shops, and had a bite to eat. And we found a really nice bakery and had some nice pasties there. Can't get those back over in Japan. In case you don't know what a pasty is, it's sort of like a pastry on the outside with a filling, you know, like vegetables, meat filling on the inside. I don't know what food it's similar to. A sausage roll, I guess, if you're familiar with what one of those is. We also had fish and chips, of course. That's sort of like a tradition to have fish and chips when you're away, to like a sort of seaside location. The hope is that the fish is fresher, because it might have been caught locally, and it is often the case. And we had some nice ice cream as well. So just all of the sort of like traditional things that you tend to do on a sort of seaside type holiday, plus the addition of like going out on the water on a kayak or the canoe, thanks to living in this or staying in this cottage so close to the river. Anyway, I think that about wraps everything up. Like I said before, it was I just really enjoyed this holiday. And I suppose, looking back, you could say, well, we didn't particularly do much. We didn't do anything, I don't know, special, I suppose you could say. But I think, having some time to relax, some time to just do simple things with family is special. And I'd really love to do it again. So I don't know, let's hope there's another opportunity in the future to do something like that. Okay, that's it for this episode, and I look forward to speaking to you again soon. Until next time, bye-bye.